Welcome to another video. Today I'm working on my dad's 48 Ford Super Deluxe. Got a Flathead V8 in it. Pretty cool car. Well, actually today I'm not working on this car. I already finished all the work. Went through and did a lot of interior work. You might be able to see a little bit back there. I want to save that for later. Did a bunch of interior work on a budget, and we did a custom exhaust on a budget. Less than $100 in total for both of them. It turned out really well. Check out the video and stay to the end where you get to see the reveal of the interior and the exhaust. Sounds really well. Back at it, got the Ford in the garage. Some of the crap taken out of it, and now I think the plan is to get the seats out, start tearing some crap apart, getting some vacuuming done. I used a blanket on this seat last year. It held up pretty well, so I have a couple different options. I'm going to try to cover the front seat and the door panels. We'll kind of see when we get to that point, but big first thing is I got to get the seat out, and then I can start ripping some of this old carpet out and whatnot, and then we can start working on door panels, but seat's got to come out first. Just got the seats out, and all the bolts weren't horrible. I broke this one right about here. It was pretty cool. Got some like the original paint color on the floor. Oh shoot, I didn't even pick that up. That's like mint back here, minus all the mice poop. But it looks pretty good in here, other than, well, it's dirty. I never took that. The front seat hadn't come out, the back seat did. I kind of recovered this one last year, which I think I might be doing something similar to the front seat this year. But the good thing about the front seat, the fabric is obviously gone, but all the cushion is there, and it's in good shape. Doesn't smell the best, but it's there, and I think it's fixable or recoverable. I don't have to go anything crazy. The interesting thing about this seat, though, opposed to the back seat was two separate pieces. It was pretty easy to wrap. This one's got like this bottom trim down here. I have a couple different ideas. I have some more blankets, and then I actually have a seat cover, but I don't think the seat cover is going to cover the back, so I might do a blanket on the back and a seat cover on the front. I'm not sure yet, but that's not what I'm worried about right now. I'm going to pull some of this sound deadening off. I'm going to probably try to keep it, and clean it up, pull the carpet out. We got new carpet for it, and then the door panels. Just finished pulling the door panels off, and front ones did some damage to them, but I got some more cardboard. I can probably reinforce them. The back ones came off super easy. The front ones were hard mainly because of this right here. There's a little clip, and it latches on down here. And you got to push it up, but in this ridge, the door panel sits right in here, and it doesn't want to go up. So that was the big pain in the butt. Got it done. The door handles too, I'm going to show you those in case anyone's doing it. They're a little bit different than what I'm used to. I have the one tool that I think is pretty much universal, probably all the way up into the 80s. It usually you could slip behind the door handle and you spin it around and it'll pop it out. But on these, you got the bezels on the outside, and there's actually a spring in there, if you can see. And you can actually squish these, and then it'll push it back to the point where you'll see, if I get it in the light, the holes. There's like little pins that go through it, and you just got to push them through. And it's not that bad once you figure it out. But I got everything out. Got some of the back panels off. And there's like the door rest, which I didn't realize was there. And it's pretty cool. I think I'm going to try to recover that. And then there's like a side piece for the back, which I got to vacuum this crap up too. But I think if I can wrap that, that'll look pretty sweet. And there's another piece. I'm not sure if I can actually get this one to go back in, just because everything's all worn out. But just trying to make it look as good as possible. But that's pretty much it on that front. And then gotta, like I said, vacuum the rest of this up, and then I think I decided, because the floors are so nice, and for most of it, I don't want to paint it because it's pretty cool that it's all original, but on like the edges where it's rusting, I'll make sure I'll vacuum that out a little bit better, but I'll wire wheel it, and I'll hit it with some rust protected paint. I mean, it's gonna go, and it's not gonna stop it, but it should slow it down a little bit, and at the end of the day, that's all this car needs. It's not far from a show car. This is all on the budget. All trying to get it done as fast as possible. Not as fast as possible, but get it done in a timely manner and not spend forever doing it. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to get to working on the floor, and then I'm going to rust treat it, so it's going to probably take a day or two before I can paint it. And in that meantime, I can work on the door panels. I'll tear them apart. That wraps this up. Like I said, work on the floor, and then we'll get after it and knock more crap out. Working on the last door panel here. Oops. Kind of got the process down at this point. The trim piece back here has got to pop off. It's pretty much got like small nails that just got to be pried up and straightened out, and then it'll pull right out. quite a satisfying process, to be honest. Then we'll rip the fabric off, the old fabric, and then cut it to shape. I got the other 3 done already, and they came out pretty well. I ended up running out of adhesive halfway through, so it kind of slowed me down a bit, but just about done with this. I got to cover all the other pieces, the random cover, like the rear trunk lid and there's an armrest in the back and whatnot, but the doors themselves, this is the best door panel. This one was actually in good shape. I wish the other ones were similar. I kind of like the old school look, but this was the best one. All the other ones were in horrible shape. Well, the other back one wasn't bad. I don't know why. I guess the back ones, people mess around with those ones less, so I imagine they stayed nicer. Oh, that kind of sucks. All the clips are popping off. I had to, on some of them, I had to repair the door panel itself because they like crumbled. I'm gonna have to do a little bit on this one, but there we go. Oh. That sucks. Yeah, so these corner pieces, which I got to retrieve the clips, even though I'll probably do some self-tappers because everything's worn out, but I do want to try to get some of the clips on there. But for these bad spots, I kind of figured I can staple some cardboard to it, that it would do the trick, because I didn't want to have to remake the whole panels, because why would I do that if they're already, if I already have them and they're in mostly usable shape. But, so I just stole some cardboard. I didn't steal the cardboard, I had the cardboard. And it's worked out so far pretty well. I don't see why it's not going to hold up. Boom. Big boy stapler. And boom. I'll do one more. Can't tell what's going on with this. If it's ripped in the bottom or what. These things were, the front ones were way worse. These back ones held together a lot better, like I was saying before. But some of them, they really wanted to pop off. There you go, I think that'll work. And it doesn't take forever to do this, which is nice. I think I popped the other ones out in, I don't know, like an hour and a half for the other 3 panels. This one should go by the quickest. It's in the easiest shape. And the front ones have door handles, which are kind of a pain to get on because you have all the fabric in the way. But don't have to worry about that with the back ones. Oh, this is the front of the panel. Is it the front of the panel? No, it's the back of the panel. I'm not sure why all the clips on this back one fell off. I didn't have that problem on any of the other ones. Oh, I'm out of staples. Really? Dang, I don't know where any more staples are. That's unfortunate. I think that'll be fine though. It'll be covered up with some the old blanket that I have for it. Get all this crap so the glue can stick to it as best as possible. Ow! Staple in my hand. Don't want those sticking through. The other side looks fine. The cool thing is, with the trim piece being as easy it is to pop in, it's just as easy, or pop out, it's just as easy to pop it in, because it looks so much better with the trim piece on versus the straight fabric look. Not trying to be perfect, but get as much crap off as possible. It's a lot warmer today than it was the other day. It's like 50 degrees today. I actually have the garage door open because it's cold, warmer outside than it is inside. So much more manageable out here. I got the blanket. I think this blanket was like 15 bucks. The other ones I had for the seats, those are blankets I already had. But these ones I went out and bought. I kind of like them. They're my dad's choice because this is his car. He liked the diamond stitch which I think is pretty cool, versus just doing like a, it's a little bit different, I think, which I like. I think the brown blends with the car pretty well. Just do a quick trim, leave a good bit of overhang so I can wrap around the outside or the inside. Cut this flap off, we don't need this. And the brown's nice because it's dark enough where it's kind of hard to stain it, or harder to stain it, versus the other blanket I have. It's got some of the white parts in it, which I think could be a problem eventually, but it's all about freshening it up. I mean, it's going to be probably about $100 when it's all said and done to do this, and the car's going to look a whole lot better. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but that's not the game plan. It's to freshen it up and make it cozier, because it was kind of drab in there. And a lot of people don't like riding in it. Some people don't like riding in it. It's still cool, but can freshen it up, and it's going to smell a little bit better. It's going to be a whole lot more comfortable in there, which is always good, especially when you don't have to spend a ton of money doing it. Got overlap up top. I just do about an inch or two, but some of them there are more. Can never have too much overhang, but you can't have too little. And the other door panel I was messing around with, I accidentally glued it in, and it was a little bit off. Part of the door panel was showing, but I was luckily able to peel it back off. Because a lot of this, you got to be careful, because as soon as the glue gets on, it kind of doesn't want to pop off. But the this blanket was rigid enough where it didn't like tear when I tried to pull it off, which I was a little bit worried about, but it didn't do that, which is nice. A good pair of scissors goes a long way doing this. These got a bit of glue in it, which kind of sucks. There we go. There's a bunch of extra blanket left, which is nice. Perfect. Got a little bit of overhang in all the corners. I'm going to glue this, which no one's done this before. I just bought headliner adhesive. Actually, one of my canisters was freaking, the lid didn't come on it, but you just want to spray every square inch and overlap a little bit if you can on both sides that you're connecting, and then let it sit for, this one says 5 minutes, some say 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. Let it get tacky, and then you could lay it on there, and then I usually like to leave the edges non-glued on, or try not to get glue on them, and then once it sits and it's fine, I'll flip it over and I'll cut different relief cuts for the pins so it doesn't cover it up, because that'll make it a pain in the butt to try to put on the door. And then I'll glue it and secure it down. But that's pretty much it for this part, and then I'll catch up with you when I'm about to put the trim on, and then it'll be done at that point. Alright, the glue has sat for 5 minutes. This is the hard part. I wish I had more space, so I don't have glue in my hands now. That really sucks. This is always the fun part. All right, well, I'm gonna put the glue on, or the glue is on. The glue is dry. I'm gonna put the cover on. This one you gotta be careful with, because this is where you run into problems if you put it in the wrong spot. A little bit short on this side. There we go. There we go. Work from the inside out. Try to get all the air bubbles out, because if you don't, they're going to be stuck in there. But it doesn't matter. It's not perfect because, well, the whole car is not perfect. Boom! It's glued. Looks pretty good. Yeah, all of these freaking clips are gone on this. Not a big deal. I'll probably end up self-tappering it in a couple spots to hold it in. I don't need to trim that, but if it was a bit longer, I would have trimmed this, and so it would fit around that. But I'm going to glue the edges on this. You probably want more overhang there. It's just, sometimes it's hard to figure out when you're doing it, because it's hard to see, and if the glue touches anything, it's going to want to stick. But if I get enough glue on it, it should do what it's supposed to do. Getting glue on both sides, the spot that I'm going to fold it over, and the fabric itself for maximum stickiness. Now I should wait, but I don't think I'll have a problem. I'm going to trim this really quick though, because these edges want to fold in. I probably should have did it before I glued it, and that's why there's glue on the scissors, because I wasn't thinking. I'll trim this up, fold it over, and then I'll put the trim piece on. Alright, now I'm going to put the trim piece on. which I poked the holes through the backside, so I'm kind of using the sun to figure out where they are, and I'll line it up. The trick with this is the straighter you can get the, oh, I don't want to do that. The nails, I'm going to work from this end. The easier they're going to go in, obviously, and the less problems you have. It's always the hardest getting the first ones in there. The hardest one is to get the first one started. If you get it lined up, you can pop it in. You just work your way back. Boom. All right. Now that they're all through, you should just be able to push it down. I forget where they are. And tap them over with a hammer. And that'll lock it in place. Pushing down is the key so you get it flush to the panel. Ow, my finger. Boom! Oh, one more. Now it looks good. Flip it over. Dang, it's a bit dirty because there's crap all over the table. But looks pretty dang good. Even this side over here that I ended up leaving up short, ended up turning out all right. Not perfect, but holy crap, is that a lot better. The trim piece makes it. I'm a really big fan of the trim piece. Now, hopefully I don't run into any problems with the fact that all the pins fell out. So I should be able to self-taper the corners. These bottom ones are actually screwed in, so I can just drill holes and run the original screws in. And I think if I can get one at the corners, I should be fine at the top. And then there's actually some panels. It's a bit dark in here, but go right back here, which will clean it up. But that wraps it up for this, and I'll finish those up. Sweet! Got all of the panels and whatnot recovered. I think it looks pretty damn good. That's one of the door panels. That's another door panel. I'm pretty happy with these. The door panels are the hardest part, but some of this random stuff looks pretty damn good. For 30, 40 bucks in material, I'm pretty damn happy with that. Now I just got to freaking do the carpet, so. I got the front seat done. I'm pretty happy with it. I ended up using a truck bench sheet cover for the front, and then it's kind of hard to see with the light, but the back is the same color as the door handles and the back seats. I think it'll blend and look pretty good. I think it looks pretty clean. The truck bed seat, obviously, it's meant to go on the back of a cab, so the whole back's exposed. It looks pretty good. I ended up dyeing the old leather. It was kind of like an old nasty gray. Now it's black, so it looks a lot better. I think it'll look all right with those seats. The color combination, not 100%, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna throw these in the car after I get the carpet in. Looks pretty good. Just glued the edges. Now it's time to throw this thing back together. I throw the back seat in to make sure the back lined up with the carpet, and it looks pretty good already. I'm excited to start getting it done. I just finished the interior, but I'm not gonna show you that yet. I got a new exhaust to put on, or muffler, and then partially exhaust, because a lot of the exhaust is rusted out. That's actually from the Kaiser right there, but this is what the exhaust is looking like right now. It's kind of hard to see, but in the back, you can actually see that it's starting to rot away right there. So I'm going to cut it right here, cut the old muffler off, and run something. I'd like to run it through the frame rail, but with the current setup I have at my disposal, it's going to probably be way easier to just freaking run it underneath the frame rail, because I can actually pull it out and fully weld it outside the car, and then where is it? Dang, I have a side exit somewhere. Oh, there it is. And this is what it's going to end up looking like. We'll run it out like right about here. I think it's going to look pretty sweet, and it's going to sound better. And got the exhaust or the muffler welded to the exhaust piece. I welded it all the way up. Probably shouldn't do that, but with it being underneath the car, bouncing back and forth is super hard, so I decided to weld it all the way up. I think we should be good. Hopefully, because if not, I got to cut it back off. But I think we'll be good, and clean this end up, and then this will actually slide a little bit over the exhaust piece that's on there, and I cleaned that up as best I could, and I'll try to slide this over, angle it, and I'll get this on the other end on the jack stand and hold it up in place, and I'll tack it up, and boom, the exhaust is in. Got the hanger, and I had to wait for the hanger. It's in. It sounds good. I think you guys will hear that right about now. Oh yeah. All right, so time to look at the interior. All right, pretty sweet little before and after. I decided to change it up a little bit, and I had the other cover on the seat, but this looks way better. I ended up gluing it down, and then I have some screw-in pieces, but looks a million times better than our cover. It really blends it, and then it matches the door handles on the doors. Looks a million times better. Turned out really, really, really well. This is the first door I did. Not perfect. There's obviously some foldage there, but the other doors, they look a lot better. This side came out like perfect. Those doors look extremely well. But seat came out well. The cushion was perfectly fine. Like I said, I just glued right to it. It's in there. It's not going anywhere. I ended up having to dye the sides and the front a little bit because the cushion wasn't quite, or the blanket wasn't quite long enough. But it looks really, really, really good. The carpet is a little bit cheaper than I thought it was going to be, but it ended up working out all right. It looks a lot better, a lot cleaner. There could be some problems eventually with it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Oh, there's even the rear deck lid. I like the way that turned out. Cleans up the inside, the back panels, beyond the door panels and the armrest. Those turned out really well. But overall, I'm super, super happy with it, especially for less than $100 budget. I mean, honestly, I'm into the interior and the exhaust. Now, I did have some of the exhaust itself laying around. I had to buy the muffler. But it turned out really, really well for a very minimal amount of money. Like I said, probably less than $100 when it's all said and done. And that pretty much wraps this one up. I'm going to, the next video will probably be back on the Maverick. I'm pretty excited about that. But that's kind of the end of the arc on this one. I think I'm going to have to do some tuning to it, but it's kind of cold right now, so I don't want to tune it for cold weather. But very happy with it. And thank you for watching the video, and have a good day.